Good evening. How is everyone tonight? It's November 22nd. It's Tuesday in the Matrix work week. That illusion, the physical reality that we've been spending our time and our energy in. Are we excited? We have an upcoming holiday. This is basically pre-Thanksgiving. And we can, spend that day, Thursday, enjoying our family and friends and just take a little break from our everyday tasks that we spend so much time and energy at. And how much of our time and energy is spent in fun moments, our passions, our purpose? That's what we're getting to, really, is acknowledging that, tuning inward and realizing how important you really are. All the aspects of you, all your characteristics. I say list 3 authentic characteristics that you are to remind you how wonderful you are. You're a sacred being of light. You're highly advanced. Are you aware of that? Has anyone told you that today? Well, I am. I'm telling you that today in this moment. Let's have gratitude for right now. I know we are running around and there's so much to do. And have you hit the stores yet to buy all the food? And it is exciting though, isn't it? Because it's about, bonding and real moments, living in the moment. It's far more important than going out there and working in the matrix, those 9 to 5 jobs and all those structures and that programming. It gets so boring. Anyway, so today I would like to cover subjects like the Wild Wild West. We know we've heard that terminology for quite a while, probably since we were kids. The American frontier, that's where that's been derived from. And divine cosmic event. Are we on our way to one of those? I think we are. I'm pretty excited about it. And what are anomalies? I'd like to just touch on before we get into all of that. Oh, also, we will mention our psychic abilities, our ESP, our telepathy, because we're learning all about that, because that's what the new earth is. It's all about telepathy. It's not going to be about our iPhones or our cell phones or our computers. It's going to be about communicating mind to mind. We're going to be sending and receiving impressions, thought transference, extra sensory perception. And yes, you are capable of it. Did anyone share that with you in your lifetime? Well, I'm sharing it with you right in this moment. But before we get on to that, I just want to touch on and mention, we speak so much of vibrations and frequencies and how important it is to raise our vibration to a higher consciousness, which is another belief system. The belief system we've been living in is very dense. It's very low vibrational. It's about competitiveness. It's about, get out of my way. I'm going to win the prize. I'm going to get there ahead of you, stepping on people's heads. And you're supposed to say, oh, well, don't take it personally. It's just business. Hey, Hardik, I know who you are. You're Prince Henry, not the real Prince Henry. Thanks for joining us. Hi. I have to write your name down. Now, where are you coming from? Hardik. Anyone who's joining us, I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Share where you're coming from. I keep track because you're important to me. I cherish you. You're a being of light. Oh, hi, Michelle. Nice to meet you. I don't know if I've seen you before. I'm Mary, and this is Living in the Light, and I'm all about shifting away darkness, guiding you to your truest potential, and cracking open the beautiful glowing light in your heart. And I didn't even get a chance to say that until now. I know you are, Michelle. Where are you coming from? See, I've been doing these lives for 5 months at 11 o'clock in the morning. And now because of my job in the Matrix, I'm doing them at 7, Mondays and Tuesdays and Thursdays and Fridays and Wednesdays. It will go back to being 11 because that's my day off. Well, Michelle, I guess you're awakened. You're from Michigan, Michelle Catherine. Okay. So you're an awakened. Are you a star seed? Are you a light worker? Are you one of the 144,000 who are here to awaken humanity and help heal New Earth Gaia? They call us star seeds. Yes, we are star seeds. We are here. We were volunteers and we are here to basically guide humanity to a higher consciousness, to ascension, and it's very lovely, isn't it? I'm coming from New York. Well, I wanted to just touch on a second. I was beginning to say that about vibration and frequency. And so it's about a person's energy, and it's very I guess we'd say imperative that we raise our vibration. What kind of vibes are you giving off to others when you come in contact with them? Do you sense that some individuals out there, some other beings of light, if they're human, of course, if they're organic like we are, do they not notice you like you're invisible, or do they see you and they target you? And they get that your energy is much more powerful and magnetic than theirs, or they're noticing it because they like-minded. I mean, our frequency and our vibration is very, very important. So it's the state of your being, the quality of your energy, the person's human vibration. And it's normally 7.9 hertz is what someone's frequency is, their vibration. So to raise to a higher frequency, you want to do that through positivity. You want to do that through affirmations of love and light, and kindness and compassion and forgiveness to those out there. Mostly I'm ignored. Okay, well, we're not ignoring you, Michelle. Thanks for joining us, Michelle Catherine. Well, that means that maybe your vibration is too high for them, or maybe they can't see you. You might be invisible to the others. So we want to have love and sympathy and gratitude. Like I mentioned, for this moment that we are in right now, let's have gratitude. And so you sense others' vibrations. You sense what you're drawn to. You're guided through your intuition without even realizing. It's not a thought process. When you receive someone's vibration, their frequency, it's either something that you would like to go to and it resonates with you, or you're yeah, no, I don't think so. That's a little bit toxic for me, or that might be a little too low for me. As we raise our vibration, let's keep that in mind as we ascend to a higher consciousness and we expand our awareness. Because, if we're around someone that has a lower vibration, unless they raise it up, we have to lower ours to spend time with them. And that's why it's difficult to be in the matrix. Because in the matrix, they're operating from all this programming. They're operating with all these belief systems and these ideas, and they have all these attachments. And we know here that we are capable of having our own belief system, our own ideas, and we convey them. We freely express them. We are aware of what our own thoughts are and what are those thoughts that we were programmed since we were children. Like I say, everything simply has been programmed into us. But we do within ourselves have our heart and our spirit that knows all. And our intuition really can be like a lie detector. If you trust it, it will tell you, it will guide you. If you drop down into your senses, and we'll speak of our clairsenses today. If you drop down into your senses and you make contact and you surrender to them, you will be guided. You will probably have synchronistic events occur to you and happen to you. You will experience more spontaneous events, more opportunities in the direction of your destiny, whatever your dreams and desires are. So as you raise your vibration, it's very positive for you. So light vibrations raise your frequency. So a frequency, if we want to define it, specifically is a vibration object that moves back and forth from its normal stationary position. So it's a vibrating object that moves back and forth from its normal stationary position. Now, a cycle of vibration occurs when the object moves from one extreme position to another extreme position and back again. So that's defined as what exactly is our frequency and our vibration. But we want to raise it. Now, divine frequency, which is what they say is godlike, they say divine frequency. That is 963 hertz. Now we are 7.5 hertz. So we want to raise it. See how high we have to go? Now, how are we going to reach that vibration, that frequency? How are we going to reach that? We're going to reach that by being in love. I always say, tune into your heart. How are you feeling? What does your heart say? Because we want to embrace all of ourselves. We want to accept ourselves. That's how we're going to get through anything that's blocking us. Nothing out here is controlling us. We are controlling ourselves. We are in control of our thoughts, words, and actions. And when we have alignment and we're balanced and we're grounded in the earth, then we can reach and manifest our destiny. We can take a quantum leap, which is a very quick, fast, absolutely amazingly urgent transition. It's a very abrupt transition. And so that's where we're going. We're going to our destiny. We spoke about that yesterday. We spoke about that. We're about to get on the Wild, Wild West. And what was the Wild, Wild West? Let me just say that when we're reaching our destiny, we think, oh, it's about getting that. It's really about your personal journey. You're going to find out so much about yourself as you are ascending to a higher frequency, your vibration is raising. You're getting more into light, and more light is coming into your system. Do you sense that? Do you feel a little bit upside down sometimes? Sometimes we have moments where we have bursts of energy, and other times we're just exhausted. And maybe the more light that you have coming into your system, the solar flares are coming, all of those awakening, we're getting more unity consciousness. And that's going to raise your vibration. And also your DNA is activating. And so more of you is coming online. So prepare yourself. You're going to be a little bit more tired sometimes, but it's good. It's good. And this journey that you're on to your destiny, this beautiful destiny that you're creating in your mind, all of our thoughts create a physical reality. So if we all have the same thoughts, we're all going to create this physical reality. And that's how it goes. And that's why our thoughts, as more and more on this globe, the 8 billion, if there's still 8 billion, have you seen the movie Suddenly Died? This depopulation agenda. I danced and it woke up something in me. Yes. Well, dancing does that. Laughter does that. Let's all have fun. We're about to have fun in the next few days. It's Thanksgiving. It's a little vacay. It's a little break from, this matrix and this programming. Let's have fun. Let's create that reality that we would like to exist in this physical realm. And let's put all those structures in the dumpster finally, forever. Hey, music, thanks for joining us. Music is coming from, hold on, I'm going to find it, Canada, BC. Thanks for joining us. I hope you liked the video and subscribe to the channel. Yes. So let's get on to the Wild, Wild West. I always say, where do these topics come from? Well, I guess it's my clairaudience. I hear some kind of topic that pops into my mind, and then I Google it, and then I research it, and I say, okay, that's the topic, or that's one of the topics. And it came into my mind, the Wild, Wild West. Now, we've heard of the Wild West. What is that? That's the American frontier back in from 1607 to 1912. And I'll explain the relevance of this topic. 1865, after the American Civil War ended, and it lasted many years, the land of the west of the Mississippi River to the Pacific Ocean was considered the Wild West. And we've probably seen in our lifetime some kind of film or television show about the Wild West. I grew up with cowboys and Indian movies. By 1912, the continental US had come under control. Isn't that interesting? Wasn't it in 1913 or 1970 something about the Federal Reserve? That's when they decided, let's control everybody. Let's control. The Wild Wild West came before all of these control systems. Now, was this civilization created before 1912? This civilization, I wonder when it was actually created. I think it was created in the 1800s, and before that, there was another civilization, but they exterminated a lot of the population and saved the children and brought them into this new one that we call the Matrix, this civilization that we've all been raised in. If you're under the age of 100, you're probably living in this civilization. And so the continental US had come under control. So the Wild Wild West is basically about geography and history and folklore and culture associated with the forward wave of American expansion in the mainland North America. It was basically gunslingers and Indian wars and gritty lawmen and lawlessness and dangerous outlaws and business tycoons and American pioneers and pushing to the edge of the continent. It was known as a situation where there are no laws or controls, the Wild West. Now I find it, tortilla. Yes, I know, that's exactly it, music. I was thinking that. The civilization before the one that we are in right now was tortilla. And they were exterminated, and they say that it was a mud flood, but I believe that it was extermination. It was depopulation, which is what they're trying to do right now here. Except they're doing it in a much more indirect way. I think they just went and I don't know, did away with other beings. So the Wild Wild West. Well, are we right now about to enter into another moment of the Wild Wild West, or have we been actually living in some kind of cosmopolitan, sophisticated version of the Wild Wild West? It sure feels very rough to me, and there's a lot of lawlessness going on. There's corruptions in industries, selfishness, good versus evil, rivalry, competitiveness, capitalism. That capitalism is supposed to be about, oh, it's just business, don't take it personal. But you know what it is? It's a lot of stamping on people's heads about profit and wealth and business. It's not about what's going on inside of us. And the world that we're about to enter into, this new belief system, this new consciousness that is taking over. There's this shift. There's this very transformational shift, and we are evolving. We are evolving. The veil has been removed, and we are seeing what's really going on out there. And so it might take you a moment. I don't know how much time we have until the solar flash or some kind of cataclysmic event where everyone becomes awakened, and then we all have to very quickly become accustomed to this new belief system, this new way, which is, it's going to be wonderful. You're not going to have to worry about all of these old attachments. I say that you have a big sack of attachments that you're carrying around with you, and you're giving it life, and it's feeding you, and you're feeding it, and it's telling you exactly what you should be believing and not believing. And, oh, that person's a conspiracy theorist. No, I'm a truth seeker. Oh, that person's a rebel. Okay, I'll be a rebel. I don't want to be a conformist. I'm not going to follow the masses. That's someone else's destiny. My destiny is whatever I'm all about, what my vessel, what my mind, my heart, my spirit is all about. And that's what your destiny is. So when you conform, maybe it's just simply, if you go out there and you see someone with a really cute, pair of shoes or a nice coat or something, and you say, oh, well, that's so trendy and popular. That's in pop culture right now. Everyone has it. And you look at it and you say, oh, Well, I kind of like it. That's discernment. That's your decision. That's free will. You're sovereign. But if you look at it and you say, it's not really my thing, and then you get it anyway, you're conforming. You're conforming. You're just following the masses. That's someone else's destiny. You have your own destiny within you. You were born with it. You know it. You just have to open up. We're like opening up right now. We're all going to the light. We're all joining the light. We spoke of joining the light. And as we join the light, we're going to find more of ourselves become available to us. And we're going to probably start to hear, like I do, from another source information and data. And maybe you're going to have predictions. You might have premonition dreams, maybe visions. Maybe an angel will speak to you. Maybe you will channel someone who's passed away. And so as we ascend and we reach all of this light, the world is going to appear much differently. And like this, we are all going to get there. But we are the first ones here. We're the starseeds. We're the awakened, right? Aren't we? We're here together and we're supporting each other. And when you are cherished, and you must love yourself and accept yourself. So the wild, wild west, it was a place of lawlessness and roughness. However, I sense that we are right now, because this is good and evil that are battling. It's really the World War III. You can't really trust anything that you see out there anymore, because you don't know if it's made up. You don't know if it's CGI. You don't know if it's a clone. Is that a human being? Is that a reptilian, a draconian? Is that an AI? They want us to put brain chips in our brain. Elon Musk is all about that. I think he might have already done one. I think he already might have a brain chip. He wants to be a cyborg. He wants to be a robot. That's his destiny. That's not my destiny. And all of these leaders, they were selected. I don't know if they were elected. Did we choose them? Because it seems like there might be some kind of, I don't know, some kind of elections that were a little rigged. Were they rigged? Were they real? I don't know. But it doesn't matter, because I have my own thoughts and my belief system, and I'm going to be a rebel, not the rebel that creates havoc, the rebel that believes there's another reality. So maybe for a time, it's going to feel like the wild, wild west that we're entering, because there is going to be those out there that are taking advantage of the systems, taking advantage of us. But you must have discernment, because every decision matters. As I say, when you pull out of your driveway, do you go right or do you go left? Every decision matters. It really does. So have discernment. If someone comes to you and they ask you to do something that's going to affect you, maybe your vessel or your life or your home, you must know that you can't be complacent. You must take part now, because we are coming up to evil. Evil is going to double down. It's going to continue to double down for a little bit longer. But we do feel that there's a weight been taken off of us, because more of us are becoming awakened and more of us have light within us. None of this matters. What is true is what matters. Yes, what is true is matters. It doesn't matter. You're absolutely right, Michelle. So we want to, like, from my perspective, I'm looking at what's going to happen in the 5 dimension. What are we going to be doing? We're going to be living in peace on earth. We're going to come out of our homes and hug one another. We're going to be speaking telepathically. We're probably going to be doing everything that brings us joy. We're supposed to have fun while we're here in this reality, in this moment. We're supposed to be having fun. We're not supposed to be bogged down with bills and taxes and all of this stuff. There's free energy out there. When we connect to the ether and the water, there's infinite power out there. So a divine cosmic event, is a divine cosmic event going to occur for us? Is something on its way to happening? I believe so. Every day we have a little bit of divine energy coming to us if we go outside and we see when the sun rises, it's coming up over the horizon. And I always say, light on the horizon, because I would have these dreams. I was looking out this very picturesque window, this rectangle, and I'd walk up to the window. And through the window, I would see light on the horizon, the sunrise, the oranges, the yellows, the reds, and the water rippling in front of it. And it meant good things are coming beyond your vision. A difficult situation will improve. It's good luck. So if you need something to jolt you, go look at a sunrise. If you are concerned about your third eye, if it's not activated yet, if it's not cracked open, maybe you'll have a mystical awakening, a mystical experience out in nature, or a Kundalini awakening, or maybe just getting out there and spending time seeing a sunrise, or maybe take some amethysts and put them on your third eye and say, please activate my third eye. Your third eye is your intuition. You want that activated. You want all of your intuitive abilities online because they guide you. It's a way to guide you. It's your truth. It's what's in you. It's your heart and your spirit. Or you can imagine white light hitting your third eye, which is a spot right between your two eyebrows. It's entirely up to you if that resonates with you, if that's important to you. So this divine cosmic event, will there be more than one? I sense there will be. So it's greatness, it's divine powers, it's sun streams of charged particles to a higher energy particles, twists and turns in the magnetic fields of space. Are we going to have the great solar flash? Is that about to happen? A natural event of our sun? Is our sun going to come down? And it's going to actually help us battle good and evil. Is the sun going to help us battle good and evil? Here's evil. Looks like some kind of reptilian or some kind of dragon. And here is this warrior, this divine being of light, this angelic being coming from the heavens to earth to protect humanity. Angels are ascending on staircase and descending and ascending and descending and ascending. I believe I'm surrounded by a light portal, an angelic portal, which is a spherical portal. And angels are able to come through here. So this divine cosmic event, will it be the grand solar flash? Possibly. This flash, which is a blinding white light, will take out all of our electronics. We will no longer need them. And then we will all be awakened. It will happen like this. We will be awakened. And we will be connected in a different way, in a different a different characteristic within us will be connected to a divine source, to God's source. Dimension, yes. We'll be connected to another dimension, yes. And so we are going to transform, it's going to transform all living things, and will activate our dormant DNA. Anyone who already isn't activated, anyone who already isn't on their path to ascension, on their journey to a higher consciousness, the great solar flash, the grand solar flash, whichever you prefer to call it, will come through, and it's going to be a blinding white light. I don't know if you ever heard of the Carrington event. I think it was 1859 or 1857, the Carrington event. And it was a blinding light, and it knocked out all of the telegraphic systems. And then they say that the sky became all different colors. One was blood red. All these different colors took over the sky. It happened at 1 a.m. It was a blood red sky. So maybe that's what's going to happen for us. I'm not quite sure. I mean, it's not up to me, but I know something's about to happen. There's signs going on. Have you seen all those animals running in a circle in the last few days? There's a video. It happened today too. Sheep or cows or in all different countries, they're just running in a circle. Hundreds of them running. I think they ran for 20 something days in a row or some crazy number like that. So all living things are going to be lifted to a higher consciousness. The flash will activate your dormant DNA and you will raise your vibration and you will raise to a higher consciousness to the 5 dimension. You will no longer be stepping in the 3 and the 5. You'll be completely in the 5. You won't have to be in the matrix anymore. And telepathy will be our method of communication. Love, peace, forgiveness to all species. All of us will come together in love. And we're going to raise our collective consciousness to a higher dimension. So this is all about related to God. It's directly from God. I know Noah, Noah's Ark. His cataclysmic event, his divine event was the flood. And he built that ark. They say he built an ark and he put thousands of animals or hundreds of animals on the ark, and God saved Noah and his family. And they created a new civilization because of the wicked that did all the heinous acts. So there's a godlike universal power. It's in our universe and it's infinite. And we are connecting to that every single moment that you allow the energy and the light and the love to come into your heart. And you forgive everyone that's harmed you and you ask for forgiveness. It's not really saying it's okay. It's just releasing it. You're letting it go. Because if we're carrying around ill thoughts to someone else, or anger, or hate, or meanness, we're really blocking ourselves from our destiny. We're blocking ourselves from our truest potential. Wouldn't you like to have your truest potential come online? But I am awoken, or do I only carry one? What do you mean? Carry one what, Michelle? What are you carrying? What are you carrying, Michelle? I'm not quite sure. So this cosmic energy that we're going to receive and that we are receiving, it's in stages, it's process, it's coming through. Have you been receiving any light codes in the last few weeks or months, which means maybe the light codes are you're having visions, maybe it's information, some data that's coming through. Maybe it's in the shapes, maybe it's tones you're hearing. Do you hear ringing in your ears, different sounds in your ears? The spirit of something, or do I carry one? You have a spirit within you, Michelle. Of course you do. You have your own spirit. Your spirit is your essence. When I read someone as an intuitive, I'm reading their spirit, I'm reading their essence. I'm seeing all of the information within them in their energy field. Water dancer was awoken. Oh, okay. So cosmic energy reduces negativity and completely heals and brings harmony. And so that's what's happening for us. All of this divine energy, this cosmic consciousness, and the solar flash all together will enable us to be our truest self. You don't even know who you are yet. It's all coming out. It's been dormant within you. They said 98% of our DNA was dormant or was junk. It was never junk. It was just wasn't activated. It wasn't allowed to be activated. It was in protection mode, basically. So maybe cosmic events that will occur will be exploding stars. They say a fire comes down from God out of the heavens and devours them, and Satan is finally destroyed forever. So, we've been receiving and seeing on this new earth, on the globe, we've been seeing some very dark forces coming through, some satanic energy, some evil energies and beings, and they've maybe possessed humans. They've tried to bring artificial, man-made, I guess, aspects out in them, or added to their organic beings through medical, through, without realizing. beings are giving their permission. And when you give permission, then you're allowing some evil to come in. And so we say, if you feel as though you've had a psychic attack, or you sense that there's somebody negative or toxic around you, maybe you got a pain in your head, I can always tell when someone's toxic because I immediately get some kind of pain right here at my temples. Has that ever happened to you? So if I'm reading someone or I come in contact with someone and it happens, then I say, leave my head, and I basically cut off the communication. I imagine light around me. When you go to bed at night, be very conscious that you're in a state of love. Your mind is consumed by love, so you won't have any psychic attacks and you won't get lost in the astral realm. I don't want to let their vibes in. Right. You don't want to let I experience emotional recoil. You don't want to, Michelle, let negativity in. Absolutely. We want to shut it down. I do this. Okay, it's off of me. I say I don't want it. I let it go. So it is in this moment, in this time right now, here we are. We're going to get into anomalies because that's what's coming through right now. The end of times is here. This is the end of times that we are in. It's because it's the end of this civilization. It's the end of this competitiveness, this materialism, service to self. 95% of your thoughts, it's the law of one. 95% of your thoughts are me, 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 me. It's all for me. All stuff for me. I'm so great. I'm so wonderful. 95% of your thoughts are for yourself, and actions. Thoughts and actions are all about you. That's service to self. Now, service to others is 50% of your thoughts and actions are about compassion, servicing others, healing others, helping others. Now, it's not going to be very difficult as you raise your vibration to even come from this mindset. It just is almost automatic. You're not really going to struggle with it because as you raise your vibration, it's just going to be automatic. It's going to feel very natural and flowing to just be servicing others and helping others. You're going to want to. So the end of times is here. I can't literally wipe it away like that. Okay, well, you know what? Then what about saging, Michelle? Saging? You want to sage yourself? Go get some sage, a little bundle of sage, burn it, put it around you. Because really what it is confused energy. So what evil does is they show itself to you in the most scary way so that you have fear, because fear will take you down. When we have fear and we don't embrace everything. So when I have evil come to me, I say, come on over. I'm going to hug you. I'm going to give you love. And it runs away. It disappears. And, I've practiced this. I'm aware of this. When you become more aware, we want to embrace everything, light and dark, to come through it. It's the only way to get through it is to embrace it. You want to embrace everything. That's my suggestion. So the end of times is here. It's the last day. It's the apocalyptic moments. We are here, there, now. And so everything we do and say matters. Everything, every thought that comes out of our mind, every word that we say, and every action that we take matters. Because we are here to awaken the masses, to help repair any damage, any trauma, any issues. We're here to lend a hand. I said live in love, which is those that are weaker, we share our hearts with. We want to, and you know what? If someone comes at you and they're an organic human, they're organic, and they just come at you and they're spewing, just know that they have been really hurt. That's why they're ranting at you or taking it out on you. I'm not saying accept it, but just be aware that sometimes it's not intentional. Okay, so Armageddon, which is all of these terminologies, is all the same thing. End of times, last days, dark, the days of darkness, the apocalyptic, the Armageddon is when God will decree the fates of all individual humans according to the good and evil of their earthly lives. The kingdom of heaven will be restored. So the good news is, after we get through all of this negativity and all of this matrix stuff, because it is passe, I'm so bored of talking about it. I can't wait till I can't say the word matrix anymore. I don't want to say the word matrix anymore. Armageddon is when God will decree and he will pass over the fates of all humans. And so we will realize, and those that maybe have a choice, they can ask for forgiveness. And then maybe they'll just go to another reality, another dimension. I don't know what's in store for them. I know that I'm already realizing my destiny. I'm already realizing my truths. We're going to get into truths because we are going to tune into our clear senses in 5 minutes. Let me just mention anomalies. Now, anomalies are what deviates from what is standard. And the reason I'm mentioning anomalies is because we are going to start to experience in our world, in this physical reality, some anomalies, some very strange occurrences and experiences are about to happen. Things are going to look very unusual. And that's a sign that our world is changing. Our world is shifting. It's shifting to a new reality. It takes a moment. Our thoughts create our physical reality, and they're in play right now. It just takes moments for everything to collapse. Everything has to fully collapse before something new can be created. Do you realize that when you leave one job and you go to another job, did you ever experience that? Everything seems to go wrong before a new part of your life, a new beginning. Maybe a new chapter in your life. You've experienced that everything falls apart. Maybe the dishwasher doesn't work, or the water starts leaking, or your car gets a flat tire. Everything seems to go wrong before everything goes right. And that's what's pretty much going to happen. We're going to experience anomalies. Okay? And it's deviating from normal and expected. And so it's going to be a bleep on the screen for you. It's going to look like this doesn't really fit with everything else going on. And you're going to see it. You might see it in your community. You might see it at your place of work, your career. You might see it out in a store or out on the highway. But you're going to start to see some really strange occurrences. So buckle up. Buckle up. Now, we all want to survive 2022 and 2023. So you must trust your intuition, your essence, your spirit, your heart. You must trust your clear senses. They will alert you. You'll be able to predict events the more you tune inward. We want to tune inward. And as I've said, anyone who's coming from a creative background, if you're a writer, a performer, an artist, you have already been tuning into your senses, so it might be easier. Or you're someone who's always been thinking out of the box. Have you been someone they've said, "Oh, you're just a what do they say? The dark sheep. You're the dark sheep of the family." Or, I always say the dark horse, which is the least likely candidate to win the race, and we are winning the race because we are surviving. We're awakened. We're ascending to a higher consciousness. We are on the greatest timeline ever towards 5D. So you will be experiencing anomalies. They're going to start to go on, and I can predict that they're going to go on for a few months until everything collapses in the matrix. Maybe within the next 3 to 6 months, I sense that's what's going to happen. And we're all going to become aware of this. There's going to be glitches. And then there'll be like some explanation. Burns away what isn't. I can literally, the fire burns away what isn't you. Yes. Overthinker, weird one, more apart than apart. Yeah. You know what? So let's take away all of this thinking and let's go to a place of becoming more in tune with our senses. So it's going to be a departure from normal, the unexpected. It might even be a rare event, a bizarre. There's going to be anomalies. And if you want to give an example, for example, they say, oh, well, this is the way everything goes. That we're over there, that's so peculiar. That's extraordinary. That just doesn't happen. That's considered an anomaly. So maybe it's, uh, out of the ordinary. And it might occur with, you know, they say, oh, well, here's these animals, and this one animal uh, acts out of the ordinary from the other animals in this group here, whatever it is, maybe the puppy dogs or the cats, and that one's actually acting very strange. That's an anomaly. So something that's an anomaly is going to occur in our lives. We are going to see it, and then they're going to try to explain it. And maybe it's going to come through with some big events, like we said, a cosmic event, some kind of divine event, and then they'll explain it away. Oh, that's just that. Just don't even look at that. Look away. And they'll try to distract us. Maybe it'll come through environmental, the weather, something very strange. So it'll be a departure from the normal. It will be bizarre, odd, peculiar, irregularity. So the matrix, our civilization, the structures, we might start to see illnesses, environmental changes, government overreach. Christmas will be important this year. Yes, I believe so. Something anomalous with an explanation. Yes. And so we are going to all have and experience ourselves personally a major shift. And I don't know if it's going to come through with finances, the stock market, if it's going to come through, like I just mentioned, illnesses with the government. And so we are in a place to have new ideas. We're transmuting, we're changing, we're rising up to a higher level. And so we're tearing down all that we've ever believed. It's coming down. We're starting to scratch the surface. And as we do this, there's going to be some strange occurrences. It's going to be kind of interesting. So everything we've ever believed, we're going to realize is just programming. So maybe we'll begin to see motherships, some ET, extraterrestrial motherships. I saw a video yesterday that was in Orlando, Florida, and it was this mothership. I don't know if that was real or if that was some kind of CGI, but I thought it was fascinating. Maybe lightning, lightning was striking a bit. They were saying what Lady Gaga said lightning was striking. Then there was those guide stones that were hit by lightning, and then they collapsed. Celebrities, you might start to see anomalies with celebrities. Celebrities and movie stars are now gone. It's a thing of the past. There's no such thing, because we realize they're part of secret societies. They're part of the elite cabal. They're part of this mass programming on our television, a way to tell us over and over again. It's paid programming. So the trends in popularity will no longer be. It's not going to be significant anymore. All of these trends that we've been living with, that are so important to us, are no longer going to be important. Capitalism, materialism, wealth, money, riches, competition, everything man-made, artificial, lawlessness is old beliefs. Those are gone. Ta-da! They're gone. And what is going to take its place? Family, love, compassion, forgiveness, nature, organic, natural, joy, gardens, having a garden, the elements of nature like air, wind, fire, water, ether, healing and repair, listening to a higher frequency, a higher hertz. Like we said, 932 is divine frequency. DNA activators, telepathy, light codes, light, unity, Christ consciousness, and fearlessness are all going to be more important than materialism. What do you think, Elsa? You want to join me? Here's Elsa. She's never had a real bird's eye view. But Elsa, this is what's going on up here. This is Elsa, my Havanese. I've never even brought her on, so this is an anomaly for me because I never let anyone see her fully. There she is. She's kind of checking it out. She always wants to sit here on the couch with me, and I love her. And we're going to go back down here, baby girl. Okay, so now before we go, anyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Let me again mention angels, and then we'll speak of psychic phenomenon. Okay, so here's a beautiful angel, and this is what's going on right now out here in our physical reality. We just don't see it. There's many angels floating around us. They're coming around us. Yesterday's video, when I watched it back, there was an angel orb that came out right here from me. It was at 4 minutes and 16 seconds or 4 minutes and 15 seconds. It came right out from behind my head, if anyone wants to see that. So here's little children, and this is how it is. This is what it should be. There shouldn't be any villains stealing children. I'm tired of the fairy tales and all the movies where children are kidnapped or they are part of a ritual, satanic ritual, or they're these villains that are taking the children from the parents. That will no longer be. That was made up in the Matrix. That was a programming for us to always be on the lookout, always live in fear, 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 fear. No one wants to take our children. No one wants, that's made up. And they did that. They did take our children. Okay, that's enough of my rant. Oh, and here's an archangel. So I have been saying that Archangel Michael was right next to me in my third eye. I would see him for many, many months. And yesterday I did a ball of light, and I looked, and I actually felt some kind of vibration right here on this finger right here. Every time I would look, and I saw many angels, and I saw light coming up, and I saw a white fence. That's what happened yesterday when I looked in my third eye. Oh, Elsa, who's out there? So let's practice some psychic phenomenon. So let me remind you, psychic phenomenon is a knowing from an outside source. You are going to sense that it's not your thought, it's not information that you have within you. It's coming from an outside source. Maybe it's coming from another realm. Maybe it's coming from a person. It might be coming from a being of light. And why is she scratching at the door? Elsa, come here. What do you want? There's no one out there. You got to give me a moment here. We're doing psychic phenomenon. She's funny. So you will receive impressions from another source that may come through in a mental picture. They may come through in a voice, a tone. You might begin to see situations or circumstances, someone else's life. So an impression is something that you're receiving from an outside source. And you will know it. You allow it to drop into your system. The more that you accept it, the more it's possible. You just have to check and see what she's doing. What is going on here, Missy? There's no one out there. that was an anomaly. Elsa decided she needed to use the bathroom. Oh my gosh. She's scratching at the door. I thought there was someone there, but she wanted to go outside. So sorry about that. If you are left or right-handed. Okay. Is that your left or right hand? Oh, right here, it's my right hand. So are you talking about the angel orb that came out from the video last night? Right here, it was like this big. It was probably the size of maybe this little stone, and it came right out. It popped right out from behind my head. And I've experienced angel orbs before. I've seen them in videos with others, but I did a series of videos about 6 months ago. And I had this background, this solid background with stars on it. And when I spoke about certain topics, there was angel orbs flying around me. Okay, another anomaly. Hey, Elsa, come over here. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. You're so silly. Anyway, so let's get on to it. I'm losing people right now. Okay, so we are going to have self-confidence that we are capable of doing psychic phenomenon, and we're going to have an inner feeling. So you will sense when you start to connect with your psychic abilities, you will start to feel. It's almost like when you see a flower opening up and it's blossoming. That's how you're going to begin to feel. And let me share with you, there's going to be more than just that. It's going to be more than a feeling. You're going to start to have more sensitivity. It will be like when you come in contact with someone that you normally have been around, all of a sudden, you'll start to be able to read them. You'll be able to read their thoughts. You'll start to be able to see the gray of what they're speaking of. And I've also shared that if you begin to receive information about someone else's life, just keep it to yourself. It's in confidence. We don't want to go sharing other people's information, but that is part of the ability. And you will have an inner feeling that you are, I don't know, it's like, how do I describe it? It's something that's very enriched. You feel as though, some of those greatest moments in your life that you maybe when the first time you ever fell in love, or you had a spectacular moment with a family member, or maybe you had a birth of a child, or something like that, something very extreme. It's a very feeling moment. That's what you will begin to have on a daily basis. It's not going to just be when you're tuning into your psychic abilities. It's going to become part of you. So the more that we are activating these aspects of us, the more that we find out how wonderful we are. We all have these wonderful, beautiful characteristics. And like I say, we all have at least 3 characteristics that make us genuine, and you should have 3. Maybe you have the most beautiful brown eyes. Maybe you're an amazing writer or storyteller or friend, but come up with 3. And as you activate all of these parts of you and these characteristics, you're going to realize you probably have 100. What you thought when you were a child, your dreamlike state as a child will be your personality in this moment. You'll become a much more nurturing, graceful, kind being. Okay, so we are going to learn to tune in. We're trusting our intuition. We're trusting ourselves. We're accepting it. The more you accept yourself and you don't say like, oh, I can't do this. Oh gosh, that's ridiculous. That's crazy stuff. Mary's being crazy again with the telepathy. If you do that, it's not going to happen for you. Sorry to say. You have to really embrace it. You have to accept it. You have to say, this is possible. Take away any doubt and you can do it. I promise you. So you want to eliminate any critical thinking, okay, any critical reasoning. Okay, so we're going to do this together. We're going to focus and have concentration. We're going to be in the present with our consciousness. We're going to allow this to happen. Okay, so let's do a little exercise together right now. Let me remind you, there's what's called thought impressions. When we do these exercises, you're going to receive some kind of impression from an outside source. It's going to be, if it's from someone that's alive right now, if it's a being that exists, it's going to be thought transference. They're transferring their thoughts to you. Pretty exciting. Okay, so our senses, here we go. We're going to tune in. Okay, so we have our sense of hearing, clairaudience, our sense of feeling, clairempathic, our clairvoyant skills, which is our third eye. We have clairgustance, which is our taste. Our claircognizance, which is our ability to be receiving information like words and symbols and signs and feelings. So there's a lot that we have out there. We can pretty much walk around with a whole toolkit after a while of all these different clairsenses. So let's practice an exercise right now. So we hit the 1 hour. Anyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, if you've already been practicing with us, you know what I'm going to say, but let's walk through it together, because we are learning how to bring more power to our minds, more power to our inner life, and we are connecting to the realest part of ourselves, really, which is our senses. All right, so let's try to relax our bodies. Let's try to relax. Okay, and we're going to let out a breath. And we're going to, if we have tension, we're going to maybe tense up and let go, and tense up and let go. I know it's very difficult when we're sitting here and there's, we're on, technology, because this frequency is probably disrupting us. But we're going to do this anyway, because this is the only way to guide you. Okay, so we're going to close our eyes if we choose, or keep them open. And we're going to just let go, let out a breath, and try to have some deep breathing, a little bit of breath work so it feels natural, but you're relaxed. And we're going to let go of any thoughts that are bringing any doubt. And if you start to have a thought come down when you're receiving some information from one of your senses, send it right back up. Because when we tune into our senses, it takes a lot of focus. And if we get some clarity, we will realize the difference between us coming up with what we're seeing and what we're really seeing. There's a difference. So what we're seeing and what we come up with what we're seeing, because your mind wants to come down and your mind wants to kind of describe what it is or make up something based on what we see visually, based on our programming. But when we tune in to our clairsenses, to our senses, we really tune in. We have focus, we have concentration, we surrender to all of this information. We can kind of go down a whole little story. We can find out a whole lot about ourselves, about others, about the world, about our future, our past, present, and future. So let's try this. So we're going to let go. Okay, we're going to let go of any thoughts. We're going to send them away. We're going to drop down into our senses. So we literally feel as though we're making contact. So we're making contact maybe with our clairaudience, our hearing, our smell, our taste, our sight, our feeling, our touch, our feeling. I always mix those up. Okay. So right now, what I'd like you to do is you're making contact with your senses, and you choose. Last night, what we did was we really focused on our clairaudience, what our listening was. Now, maybe that came through for you. We all have the ability to master at least one clairsense, probably 2, probably 3. But let's just focus. I don't know if any of this resonates with you. Maybe you want to tune in to your heart. And so that would mean that when you're dropping down into your senses, You're connecting to your heart, whatever that means for you. Maybe you are seeing your heart. Maybe it's about your feeling. We're looking for impressions. So the impression might come through as a voice, a tone, a symbol, a sound, a number, a mental image, a voice, a location. There's many possibilities, a sensation. Okay, so I'm going to try right now to tune in. And so what I'm saying is we're tuning into this space that we're in right now with one of our clear senses. And do you receive any impressions, which would mean that there's possibly something else going on in this physical reality? You know, our eyes can only see 1%. So let's see if we receive any kind of information, any impressions. So I'm going to do my sense of touch. So we're going to take a moment. I'm going to be quiet. Like I said, let out a breath, relax your body, have patience, let go of any doubt, drop down into your senses, and connect, physically connect, and have focus and concentration. Let's do this now. Okay, so I actually received that there was some children running around. So I'm sensing that these children are actually those that have passed, they're spirits, and they're tapping on my hands that I have out, and they're tapping and they're running and jumping up, and they're being very joyful, they're playing. So they're spirits. So I'm sensing that in this environment here, there are children. Now, the home that I'm in is from 1855, and I've already had a spirit that contacted me over a year ago that lived here, a woman. And so I heard that there was children in the home in this home because back then, sometimes children didn't make it, and so they passed away in the home, or maybe this is their home, so they're here. Let's see if I receive any information, anything else. And what are you receiving any information? So I'm using my sense of touch and I'm tuning into this environment I'm in this very moment. See if I'm dropping down and making contact with my clear senses. So I heard a rooster. So maybe it's a time difference too. Let's see. So I'm hearing the word weak. Something related to these children. Maybe they were too weak to survive. Let's see. See, what I'm trying to share with you, what's interesting is my sense of touch. So I've now gone to a different time, or maybe it is this time, it's just they're here, to spirits, and they tapped on my hand, but then I heard a voice that said weak. So that's information, that's an impression. So here's 3 impressions I received. The children, weak, they're spirits. Do you see how this works? And this is all accepting. If you accept it, then the farther you go down. Now, the longer that you stay connected to your clear sense, the more information you'll receive. If you deny it or you stop it. So I'm going to stop right now. I'm going to put my hands together. When you stop it, or you say I don't want it, because I used to have spirits contact me all the time, and I said I'm not a medium. I don't want to be a medium because I was fearful of all of this channeling and all this. I thought darkness was going to come in and hurt me, and I turned it off. So I guess it's more natural, something natural to me that I'm now accepting. So maybe you're going to be a medium, maybe you're going to be a channeler, maybe you're going to receive information like I just did. um, Maybe clairaudience you'll hear. Okay, so did anyone else receive any information? Share with me something anomalous. So basically, we've had a few anomalies. We spoke about something that deviates from what's standard. So let's see. Elsa decided she wanted me to take her outside. That was an anomaly because that's never happened. I've been doing this for 5 months. And then my neighbor knocked on the door, and that's never happened either. So it's funny, I spoke of anomalies. So there you go. In my little world here, I had anomalies. Okay, so we're gonna rub our hands together. If anyone knows what the ball of light is, music, if you're still here, Michelle, you wouldn't know. So we basically are rubbing our hands together. We take them away from our body and we pull them apart. We should have vibration on our hands, and we are creating energy, and it helps us to have concentration and focus, and it's part of our clear senses. And so maybe we'll receive information. Your hands should be vibrating. You should feel vibration on your palms of your hands, like little kind of like feels like a little electrical current. And I'm getting a lot. The more that I being activated, my DNA is being activated, light codes are coming in, then the stronger the feeling on my hands seem to be. Now, you might want to cup it. And so we bring light here, we bring energy onto the earth. Here's a ball of light, and we're creating it. And we've realized that this has kind of like been a Merkaba. It's been a Merkaba, an ancient vehicle, light vehicle. It served as that. It's also served as a way to receive premonitions. It's also been a teleportation device. It's been a lot of things when we've tried this for the last, I guess, 3 or 4 months we've been doing this. And so if you create this ball of light, now maybe it wasn't easy for you to do this. You want to keep your hands, um, you know, not curved, not curved. You want to keep them straight if the energy is not working for you this way. So here we are. So in the past, we've done all kinds of suggestions. Last night, I suggested you imagine that this ball of light is 5 balls of light because it's more powerful. So tonight, what I'd like you to do is you have your ball of light, you relax your body, you let out a breath, you release any kind of negativity or doubt. You can do this. You're capable of doing this. And you're going to just drop down into your senses. Now, maybe you're going to decide that it's easiest to look through your third eye. Maybe you close your eyes and you try to listen if you hear anything, whatever it may be. Maybe it's sense of touch because we're holding the ball of light, or you're feeling. Maybe you're connected to your heart. As an intuitive, when I would give a reading, I'd right away connect to the person's heart because I'm empathic. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to drop down, let out a breath, relax as much as we can. We're going to make physical contact with our senses. We're going to have concentration and focus. We're going to send back any thoughts that come down into our impressions. And we are going to imagine, I'm going to make a suggestion. Now tune into one of your senses. Maybe it's your hearing, maybe it's your smell, maybe it's your taste, maybe it's your feeling, maybe it's your touch. Maybe it's your third eye, your clairvoyant abilities. And I'm going to give the suggestion that you're standing outside with the ball of light. So you're standing outside with the ball of light, and tune into one of your senses and see what you receive. You can tune into more than one if you choose. You can do it with your eyes open or your eyes closed. I'm going to be quiet for a minute and see what I receive. Okay, so I received that someone was guiding me. I heard through a voice. I was outside and they were guiding me to follow them past this fence that surrounds the the property, out, the yard. And so I'm following this voice. Now, at first, I thought it was my father's voice. My father passed away 18 years ago. First, I thought it was my father's voice. And maybe the voice is trying to take me away from my home. I don't know if it's good or bad. I haven't determined that yet. Let's see if I receive anything else. And I'm a little bit cautious because I don't know. I've been receiving information lately when I'm doing this that's trying to sway me from my own path, my journey. Let's see if I receive any. And I don't know if you're receiving anything. You have to share with me. So let's see. Okay, so the voice is actually positive. It's directing me to take note of something that I was alerted of earlier in the day. And have I given it much thought? So I'm receiving information from an outside source. I'm receiving information that is, I don't know. I don't know this person. Although, like I said, I thought that was my father's voice, but it is someone that I'm not scared of. And let's see. And so that's what I received. I'm going to put my hands together because it's kind of going down a personal road, and I don't really want to share what they're saying to me. Okay, so I don't know how everyone else did today. The more we tune into our clear senses, the more we become accustomed to this, and we're really figuring out more about ourselves, and we're becoming more familiar with ourselves. Like I said, it's the journey. Again with this, oh, here we go again. Yes, it's, you know what it is? Music. It's always this, it's like this bot that comes through. Okay, before I go, let me remind you that I'm making suggestions that you go out into your physical reality, into your community, and you start to practice tuning into others. Try to figure out their personalities. Figure out, and how are you doing that? It's not by looking at them, it's by tuning in through your senses. What kind of information are you getting? Maybe you can hear their voice and you start to receive information. Maybe you tune into their heart. Maybe you just see it through your third eye. It's entirely up to you. And so just, you have these abilities. We are here practicing, because then you become more comfortable with it. You don't think it's so cuckoo. You say, okay, it's possible. It was so great having everybody here. Now, I'll be back tomorrow at 11, and then Thursday and Friday at 7. Well, actually, Thursday is Thanksgiving, so I guess I'm not doing anything on Thanksgiving. Wah! So that means tomorrow's our Thanksgiving and our pre-Thanksgiving show. So tomorrow at 11, and you can find it on my channel. It'll be posted. I see vague things, shapes that move when my eyes are closed. They seem to be able to guide me to move. I use this movement to do your light exercise. I then willed it to you. Twice the third effort was small. So you willed me the information. So you were sending me information. I use this movement to do your light exercise. I then willed it to you. Okay. I don't know what it is. So you sent me the information. You don't know what it is. I'm in the dark. Well, you know what, Michelle? Maybe I will maybe it will come through in a dream tonight, or so you You've been able to guide me to move. I used this movement to do your light exercise. I gotta read this right now. I see vague things, shapes that move when my eyes are closed. They seem to be able to guide me to move. I use this movement to. Well, it's fascinating. I then willed it to you. Okay. Well, Michelle, you know what? The effort's great. Now, if you have any concern about anything dark or negative, just imagine light around you. Anyone who's joining us, I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Today we covered topics like the Wild Wild West, which is kind of where we're going in right now. We don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be like the Wild Wild West. It's going to get worse before it's going to get better, so be aware. But you know what? It's exciting because we're bringing forth all of these new thoughts and these new beliefs and positivity, and we're not going to be living in the matrix. And there's a divine cosmic event coming, isn't there? There's going to be many. There's going to be a flash that will activate your DNA if you're not already awakened. We will be ascending together to a higher consciousness, the grand solar flash, many solar flares. It is the end of times. It is the apocalypse. Armageddon, when God will decree the fates of all individual humans according to the good and evil of their earthly lives. And we're here, we are the first timeline arrivals. We were the volunteers, the star seeds, and the light workers. And so we will experience in the near future many anomalies. They're going to come through in our environment, through the government. Maybe it's going to be the civilization that we've been living in, these structures as they collapse. We're going to see some rare events, some bizarre times are coming for us. Maybe some extraterrestrial ships. And their new beliefs, the family, the love, the forgiveness is all coming forward. So I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel. And let's raise our vibration to a higher consciousness. And before I go, a Merkaba. I just want to remind everybody about the Merkaba. So a Merkaba is an ancient light vehicle. And so what you want to do is you want to imagine a triangle coming down from the heavens. It's a huge triangle. It's coming down and its point is hitting you here. And then up from the earth is coming another triangle and the two are locking together and it's spinning. It's a healing light vehicle, and it's very healing to you. So as I'm doing this, I'm going to say I'm spinning light, and you're in the center of it, and you're making a wish. I'm wishing good things for you. You are a worthy being of light. You're a sacred being of light. You're highly advanced. So you're making a wish, and you're in the center of it. I want good things for you. Everyone have a wonderful evening. Be well. I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel. And I'll be back again tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. Have a wonderful night. Happy pre-Thanksgiving. Bye.